Hey guys, what's going on? Gonna go over some Vertigo smokes today. I'm gonna be doing this on the YPRAC Vertigo smoke map. You can check it out yourself. I'll put the link in the description because you guys are lazy. This is a non-exhaustive list of smokes for Vertigo that I think are gonna be useful if we do play this in comp. Ideally, you'll go practice these yourself, but the bare minimum, you'll have watched this video, so you'll kind of know the smokes. They're all pretty straightforward. Obviously, I'm not going to be using the guidelines for this because I want to show you the lineups themselves when you don't have the big red and white crosshairs giving you all the fun. Our first two are going to be from right here on fold, going toward the B site, going toward the A site, pardon. And our first lineup, you're just going to come here in fold. You're going to shove yourself in this little corner here, going to aim down flat at the ground, mouse all the way down. Then you're going to aim up at this right here, just above where those cross, and you're going to throw it. And hopefully, if I've got this right, yep, it bounces off the rafters and it lands right there in element, and it smokes that off. So ideally, a usual A setup from CTs on this map, there'll be one guy over on the left there by Woodhole, and maybe one guy by Element, or another guy boosted up here on the right where you can see this little scaffold. So this cuts off one of those two angles. And our other smoke is actually going to be from the same area. You're just going to change where you aim. You're going to aim there. You're going to throw. And then that's going to be a little more of a straightforward smoke. It's going to land right there. Obviously, it doesn't bloom because I'm not on the right step. But those are your two. And if you, I'll go ahead and show you right now. So you're going to, same spot, same lineup as the first smoke. And you're just going to throw it. And then bam. This is for a straight up sight take. And the people you have to worry about when you throw this kind of smoke are going to be the dude boosted on these blue boxes over here to the right, which you can see right now, the dude boosted on the blue boxes, and the guy over by Woodhole. I think if they double boost in the back, they can see over this smoke, but this is a good, I'd call this a good rush smoke. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which is conveniently smoke number 3. Now this one is, I'd rate this one as a hard smoke, because the lineups are a pain in the butt. So you're going to kind of start from up here, the stairs out in T-spawn. You're going to get onto this one. You see this steel wire down here. You're going to aim at that when you stand up. And on this window, you don't have to shoot out any of the glass, but lineups for that window, you do have to shoot them out. So you're going to make sure you're lined up with the bottom steel wire. Go ahead and get your smoke ready. And then your lineup, you're just going to kind of, it really is a feel thing where you're just kind of throw it like that. There's not really a ton to line up with, but that's what you're going for. And this is, I think it would be ideal for an A take. You get one guy to throw that previous smoke from fold that just blocks out the back of sight, and then another guy to throw this from T-spawn. And by the time this smoke has bloomed, if this guy throws it from T-spawn, you should be out lower ramp and fold. So those would work together nicely. Our next smoke is going to be step 5, so we'll be right back for that in just a moment. Hey guys, this is going to be our next smoke, and conveniently it's also from T-spawn, though this one's way more for a B setup than anything else. This is ideal. We're going to smoke off the close B, which is going to be helpful for a wrap around the left side or through window or through mid. I'll show you, you'll see more. The lineup on this one's really actually pretty easy. It's got a lot of leeway to it. You definitely want to be aiming down here at the shadow, but then once you go for the throw, you really can, anywhere in this area is good. So we're just going to go for right there. And this one does take a little bit to deploy, but by the time you're down on the B stairs, it should be bloomed. And then as you can see, it does leave window open. So if they like to play a guy window, you could go and throw a molly up there. And then you could just have someone flash you through the left side and then wrap around the left and back of the bomb site and get a plant off that way. While they can't peer right down the steps. Yeah, so that one's pretty straightforward. You know, you got the shadow here, easy enough. And then this is really the part that is got the most potential failure. Like if you throw down here, that's not really going to do what you want it to do. It's just going to bloom on top of the rafters. But if you throw up here, anywhere in this general area, and you should be okay. Just make sure you're hitting this. This basically guarantees it. This one's pretty foolproof. I'd say this is an easy smoke compared to some of the others. Alright guys, our next smoke is going to be for close mid. This one, it's a bit harder than some of the others just because it is a run throw. and the lineup is a bit weird. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself into this area of T mid, looking at mid, and you definitely don't throw this smoke unless you've cleared the dumpster area over here, unless you've cleared this, because if you haven't, a dude's going to shoot you in the face as you pop out for this. But you're just going to stand here, or about here in the room. This is a little bit finicky, so you definitely want to be in this area. And you're going to aim right here, and you're going to run throw, and just let it go. And then it should land. That one's a little far, but it's going to land somewhere in that corner. And because of the way this gap works, it is a little bit finicky about... there's going to be space on the left or the right, depending on what you go for. So this one is definitely not for the faint of heart, I would say. See, there we go. That's a better one, but that's totally ignoring the YPRAC lineup. And that one's way more to the right. I'd say that one's preferable, but you can really do it anywhere in like these 4 sections of wall here, just depending on how much you want to run. Some of these are like a 2-step throw. Some of these are like a full go ham run throw. But anything just about there is going to do well enough. You do have to be careful though, because most of the smokes you're going to throw in that area are going to basically leave a gap on one side or the other. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next smoke, which is a lot better than this one. Also conveniently, you do it from a similar area. This lineup is a lot more straightforward though, in my opinion. So you see this little box here, right? This little cutout. You're going to align with this cross section of drop tile above that, and you're going to hold your crosshair here while you run out. And the minute, so as soon as you're out, you want to go ahead and throw like that. So we're going to get lined up again and go. And that just goes way back deep mid, because some teams like to run an op or a guy with a rifle back there watching mid. And so if you smoke him off, then your wrap onto B side is going to be a lot easier. So I'm just going to go over again. This one seems a lot harder than it is, but it's really a straightforward lineup. You just aim right there and let go as soon as you make it out from under the cover. And this is another one where you're going to need to clear dumpster first. But yeah, that one's pretty straightforward, I would say. Okay guys, so next we're going to be going over 2 smokes that are really handy for a B site take coming from B stairs. Mostly from B stairs. Having a guy on mid's not really great unless he's playing lurk in this case. I will say, both of these smokes have strange lineups just because it is related to the position of the clouds in the sky. But you got to work with what you got. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this first one. This is going to be the close B. And so you're going to line yourself up with this this stack of drywall, and you're going to aim here, roughly, right where this shorter stack of drywall is on top. Then you're going to aim up, and you're going to find this shaped cloud right here, and you're going to aim right about in this area at the left tip of the bottom of the cloud, and you're going to go and throw this smoke like this, and you'll see where this go and come down. The smoke by itself is not super useful, but it is super useful when you pair it with our next smoke, which you do from back here, back in this corner by the staircase, and you're going to aim right in the middle of this vaguely bird-shaped cloud, like right in the middle, and just throw it normally. And then it's going to do a nice little bounce, ooh, and it's going to be a nice little miss. So you aim a little bit further over to the right than I did that first time. So it's going to do a nice little bounce here, and it's going to land, and boom. There you go. And when your 2 smokes are paired together like that, you're going to have a nice little bomb site take, because the only place they can be is left rafters or either back right. And so that gives you a lot less sight to have to clear at once. Obviously, you know, you're not doing anything to window, so that's where a lurk could come in handy. Or, you know, most teams just throw a molly there. I would think that would probably be the best course of action in that particular play. But, you know, obviously you have to tailor it based around what they're doing. This is a good just stock B-site default take. Okay, guys, we're going to go over the first of the defensive or retake smokes. This one is mostly purely defensive, though you can be using it for a little bit of offense on the CT side. It's really straightforward. We're going to be doing it over here at A. This is for the guy who plays Element. If you're watching top ramp over here, or if you're watching maybe for a boost through Woodhole, this is going to be helpful for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to shove yourself right in this corner here, right next to my big ol' F. And you're going to aim at this bottom strut, and you're just going to throw it right into that strut. It's going to bounce down, and it's going to smoke off the middle of ramp. And so what this is useful for is getting that early ramp control. And we'll just walk over here, and we'll take a look-see. So this will be helpful because you can then come up like this, get some early ramp control, maybe get a pick on someone through some cheeky angles. But remember, that works both ways. And if you still stay over there, rather, you could have your sight guy push up to sandbags, and then he can control scaffold or ramp, or scaffold and then ramp, taking those fights one at a time. It helps for getting some early A control because a lot of teams are going to abuse A when they do hits. That's where they're going to go to do their executes because it's a little easier than B in terms of takes and retakes. So that's just something to keep in your back pocket, along with some of the other smokes we're going to go over right now. Okay, we're going to go over the last two smokes I was talking about earlier. That are these are both retake smokes from this point on. We're going to go over a quick A retake one. This one's pretty straightforward. You're going to shove yourself in the corner here, back in, this is called tower, because, there's a tower there, though you can't boost on that. You can boost on this one. So you shove yourself in the corner against this, and you're going to aim up right here with the scaffolding, and then you're just going to left-click throw. And this is going to smoke off here. And the reason why, this seems like a bit of a weird smoke if you're retaking, but the reason why this isn't is because a lot of teams are going to plant behind blue boxes, and they're going to play from sandbags here, or from the walkway over here. So when you smoke here, you block off the guy who is there, and then you just have to engage with the sandbags guy, and maybe if there's a guy here, which that'll be an intel play if you know about him. But so that's why that one's a good one. So we'll go ahead and move on to our very last smoke of the video, which is going to be the B retake smoke, which this one is also incredibly straightforward. You're going to shove yourself in the corner here with this support beam here against the steel wire railing. You're going to aim at this tallest strip of rebar, and then just above that beam and throw. Just a normal left click throw, and this is going to bounce into position. And this works on similar logic to that A smoke, where a lot of teams are going to plant right in front of these blue boxes here in this area, and they're going to play from stairs or support. And even if they just run like one dude back here kind of watching the mid angle, you completely isolate him from the rest of his team, and then you can focus on them. It doesn't really do anything for a plant over here, which does happen, but I mean, again, it's all about some nice angle isolation, and that's where this kind of thing is useful. So that's pretty much it for the smokes. I know that was quite a long list of them, 11 or so, but they're all pretty good. Definitely practice them yourself if you have the time. Otherwise, at least you watch this video so you have some idea of what's going on. And thanks very much for watching. Bye.